at one point whether his mind was wandering or whether he was losing focus at one point.
At one point in a leg where he was a little bit further ahead and Gilding was bossing a leg, what Littler did was he tried to throw the dart slightly differently. The natural reaction of an analyst to look at that was to say he looks a bit bored, but maybe he was just trying to trigger his competitive mindset by doing something different, because you can actually go to sleep a little bit during a game like this. You can go into autopilot. So when you throw a dart a different way or just do something different, it actually wakes up your conscious mind a little bit. Maybe that's what he was doing, because let's face it, Littler is just a little bit ahead of most dart players when it comes to doing things instinctively.
16-14 in the end to the world champion, who's trying to cross this major off his list. He's got the UK Open, he's got the World Championship, he's got a number of titles, but in terms of ranking majors, this is the one that's in focus. And as Chris Mason rightly pointed out to us, we're seeing it in our graphic in our commentary box here, from legs 21 to 35 at the end of that game, Littler was averaging 105.98, but Gilding was averaging just a touch more at 106.69. I wonder, I mean, you know, Luke's through to the semi-finals, and deservedly so, but I wonder what that does for Andrew Gilding, that performance, if not the result.
He's a very popular player now, he's a cult hero, and we do need players like that in world darts. He might not fit the modern mould of being a front page guy or anything like that, but what a dart player he is. And if we look at his tournaments, he's 52% on the doubles for the 3 games he's played. For the tournament, he's averaged 100.03. He's scored a lot of maximums, he's scored a lot of points with the fans, and he's conducted himself impeccably. I tip my hat to Andrew. I've been playing against him for years, never beaten him, because he's just good. Really, really good. And I sincerely hope that he can kick on and get into the top 16 by the end of the year, because the way he's playing and the hunger he's got to improve his life with his wife in Suffolk, he's a great story.
Yeah, it's his self-confidence. I'm just thinking of what it will do for his demeanour going forward into the next series of Players' Championship events that are only just around the corner. In fact, there's 2 lots of Players' Championship events in August. So, you know, he's got a lot to look forward to, Andrew Gilding, and he's a player that nobody wants to face. And you got that feeling from Luke, how do I get rid of you? It was the 160 checkout was a great example of that, which came from nowhere.
I think my words backstage were, what are you doing, Andrew?
That is exactly what you said.
What are you doing? You are lighting this place up. This has been the venue of this tournament since 1994, and he had this audience in the palm of his hand, and he wasn't even trying to get them in the palm of his hand. They were just baying for more of what he was doing. That's how well he was playing, and that might just be the most fun game he's ever played.
Yeah, hopefully he'll reflect on that with a positive mindset, Andrew Gilding. But it's the world champion, Luke Littler, who's through to the last 4 at these World Championships. Don't forget, we've already got Johnny Clayton against James Wade confirmed for our first semi-final, but the second semi-final will be sorted out with our final quarter-final tie coming up shortly. Josh Rock against Gerwyn Price. A reminder that the second test in Melbourne, the British and Irish Lions exclusive rights on the talkSPORT network to that tour, and we bring you the second test tomorrow morning. Our coverage starts at 10 a.m. with commentary from 11 a.m. from Melbourne, with the Lions 1-0 up from the first test in Brisbane, can secure the series, although David Campese telling talkSPORT this week he thinks the Aussies will get level in Melbourne and take it to a deciding test.
Tough old stadium, the G, as the Aussies call it, because you know how the Aussies love an abbreviation.
They do.
It's the
MCG.
Melbourne Cricket Ground, and then they call it the MCG. Well, Melburnians call it the G, and you can see it for miles in the sports district around Amy Stadium and around about Rod Laver Arena, where they play the
Aussie
Australian
Open.
Open tennis.
Yeah.
Richmond is where it is, the suburb of Melbourne. It's an astonishing place. If you've never been to Melbourne, you've got to go to Richmond, because that's sports town. That's what it's all about. And to get there, you've got to go on the Australian Grand Prix track, which makes it even better.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Well, join the team. Shabana Hearn will be your presenter tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. Andrew McKenna, your match commentator in Melbourne for the British and Irish Lions against the Wallabies for the second test. And lest we forget that your Sunday afternoon and evening is packed with live sport on the talkSPORT network. We will start with the Women's Euros final in Switzerland. England against Spain. Can Serena Wiegmann triumph again as a manager in a major tournament? We'll have all the build-up during the afternoon from Box Park in Wembley with Ollie Klink, Leanne Sanderson and Perry Groves, and then Adrian Durham inside the stadium from 4 p.m. on talkSPORT, and the final kicks off at 5. Meantime, here on talkSPORT 2, the Women's World Matchplay takes place from 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. And if you go to the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, maybe you're on it right now, hello to you if you are, but we do have a preview on our YouTube page that we've done with myself, Ian Danter, Paul Nicholson, Chris Mason and Laura Turner, looking forward to what Sunday can bring us as Bo Greaves looks to defend her title.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting Sunday afternoon. This place will have a very different feel to what we're going to have, say, tonight, because this place really is boiling up for this Rock Price game. Curiously, I was listening to Adrian Durham this afternoon, and he was saying that the weather was terrible in Switzerland today. They were getting all of the rain that we had forecast here for Blackpool. So, sorry, Adrian, you got the weather we were supposed to get, and the conditions here in Blackpool this week have been as close to perfect for conditions inside.
Yes.
Because the weather tends to permeate this place, and I haven't heard one player this week talk about the heat as much as previous years.
No.
It has been spot on for good performances.
Dirk van Dijvenbode was moaning about a breeze in his game against Gilding, but Gilding didn't feel a thing.
Dart players love a whinge, even if they were given the perfect circumstances, the perfect times, the perfect conditions. They'll find something. Oh, there's a fly on the carpet. Someone said something. There's a breeze. We love an excuse. We should bring out a talkSPORT Darts 501 darts excuses. I think me and Mace could find them.
You could probably get 1,001, couldn't you?
We'll give it a shot.
So Josh Rock is just making his way to the end of the walkway. He's going to be the first player to be introduced. He wanted a walk-on song that the PDC vetoed, didn't he?
That happens a lot, though.
Yeah.
It tends to be about rights, and sometimes your desire doesn't come. I mean, Gary Anderson for years wanted to have a song by Nickelback, and it wasn't allowed, and he had to stick with House of Pain. You don't always get what you want as a dart player, but when you focus on the dartboard, the practice and the commitment, we've already seen Josh Rock get what he wants this year, including a World Cup.
Don't forget, on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, there's a little chat box there. Any questions you got for Nico whilst the game's in progress, I'm keeping my beady eye on that. Keep them clean, keep them respectful as always, and you've been doing that generally right the way throughout this tournament, so thank you for that, those that are on the chat page. But if you've got a question for Nico about the game we're watching or anything in general, pop it in the chat box and I'll keep my eye open for it. So here comes Josh Rock with that purple and yellow dart shirt. Now a World Cup winner. Northern Ireland's first World Cup trophy. And it was won against the Welsh and Gerwyn Price with that. I mean, it's just a deciding leg. Tension all over the place. And Gurney and Rock got it done. Fell to their knees, tears everywhere. And the respect shown from Gerwyn Price and Johnny Clayton to the winners, well, it just gladdened the heart when you saw it in Frankfurt.
They were incredibly magnanimous, the Welsh, but that was last month. Now it's about individual glory. And Gezi Price is looking to do the Northern Irish double here at the match play. If he does do it, he'll be through to a semi-final with Luke Littler. My word, that would be something. But then again, Rock wouldn't mind a crack at him either.
So here comes the Price introduction. And there's a few boos. There were a few boos for Littler when he was first introduced tonight.
Customary, that's what they are. They'll disappear pretty soon.
Oh yeah. I have not seen Gerwyn Price look as lean and mean and focused as he is right at this point of time in his career. Won at the European Tour in Kiel, won a Players' Championship event, won a World Series of Darts event, all in the lead up to this tournament. The form player of the PDC. And as you were looking through backstage, Paul Nicholson, his experience in these long form matches that can go, as we know here, to as many as 31 legs is crucial.
Absolutely. How many times have we said that if you're going to be a World Matchplay champion and a winner of the Grand Slam of Darts in November in Wolverhampton, you've got to be good at best of 31. Josh Rock has only played best of 31 legs in this format once, and that is a game that he lost to James Wade in 2023 at the Grand Slam of Darts. So in this venue, he has never played this format. With Price, it is quite the hit rate that he's got in best of 31 or better. From what I could find, he's played this format or longer in leg play 15 times. He has won 11 of them. Now, obviously, his Grand Slam record is quite silly. He's won the Grand Slam of Darts 3 times. But he has had some good victories at this format or better, or longer, should I say, in the past, because he has made the final. Because of that experience, because of his form, that is why we have Price as the favourite. But we know that Rock has got the X factor. I just go back to what me and Mace were saying at the top of the show with Mark Wilson. It's about energy management this game. If Rock is intense from the off, he might just tire towards the end. We know that Price can pace himself.
Although Price can get the job done very, very quickly. It only took him, what, 24 minutes of playing time to dispose of Chris Dobie in the round of 16. So, off we go in a race to 16 legs. And Josh Rock of Northern Ireland has the darts at the get-go against the number 11 seed from Markham in South Wales.
What do you reckon, Dan? Do you think we're going to get more 180s in this fourth quarter final than the third? Because we had 25 in the previous one.
Well, that's a big ask based on what we did get between. I mean, Gilding surprised us, but his 180 hitting, we knew that Littler would pile in his fair share. But it was a very impressive performance indeed from Gilding. However, Littler got the job done, and on form, these two should be popping in the maximums at regular intervals.
The rate of 180s from these two have been very good. Rock is averaging 0.33, which means he's getting one every 3 legs. Price is averaging 0.45, so he's close to having one every 2 legs. So based on what we've seen in this tournament, Price should be getting more. He's got 147 here in the first leg of the contest. He's got a treble 20 start as well. Down for the 17s, but can only get a single just underneath the treble. Nice last start though. Treble 10 leaves tops and Rock on 104.
He can't get down to a finish as he was on the 16s. Hits 3 of those in the end, but Price to break throw right at the start of this match wants tops and gets it for a 13 dart break of throw. Rock 0, Price 1.
Said it once and I'll say it again. in this tournament he's been hitting a lot of the middle parts of the doubles. That double top was about as middle as you could get. That was like Joe Root hitting one in the covers off the middle of the bat. And we know what he's done today, making himself the second biggest test run score in history behind Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, got past Rahul Dravid and Ricky Ponting today with the century he scored at Old Trafford. In England firmly in control of that test against India, trying to wrap up the series, trying to wrap up the final semi-final spot here at Blackpool's Winter Gardens. And in leg 2, Gerwyn Price 3-1-6 to Josh Rock's 2-7-6. JG asks, how much prize money is there if you get knocked out here? Well, it's 200,000 to the winner.
Quarter-finalists get £30,000.
Right.
Semi-finalists get 50,000. You make the final, you get 100,000. Winner gets 200,000.
And Gerwyn Price gets a 180 to get down to a finish of 76. Rock 100 points behind, but he's going to get down to a finish 2 of tops if he gets back, because Price now wants 76 for a 2-0 lead.
Is it going to be one dart at tops? It will be. He's got a single 20, single 16, one dart at tops. Bad news for Rock. That is a bit high. That was about a centimetre too high. Bad shot from Price. Not a bad one from Rock. He equalises on that tops bed to make it 1-1 on talkSPORT 2. This one could be very, very long if we're going to have legs like that, that's for sure. Their head-to-head record, Dance, is very tight.
Yeah.
4-3 to Gerwyn Price. The World Cup does not count because that was pairs.
And Josh Rock was annoyed with himself in the early stages of the Van Gerwen tie. Said he had to go down to use the toilet and woke himself up after he was 4-1 down after the first mini session.
I sincerely hope he wasn't doing what Jim Carrey did in the movie Liar Liar.
No, I think he no, he definitely didn't do that. 320 plays 4-12. Rock, steady ton from the young Northern Irishman.
Almost forgotten about the fact that he's a world youth champion, just like Littler and Van Veen and Michael Smith. And when you win that title, good things usually happen next.
Well, by his own admission, his previous appearance here, not what he would have wanted at all, but this year, far more like what he would have wished. Price puts it at 130, so he's down to a finish. So too is Rock, but 160 won't go. 140 left. It's a bit of a bag of nails from Rock, so Price got half a chance here, and 145 is on. Treble 15 would leave tops. Single 15 hit. So he hits treble 10 instead to leave himself on tops.
Now Rock's got 120 to lead 2-1. That's the big 20. There's the 60. Top left corner, and then he gets the left half at tops for the first ton plus checkout of this game. And interestingly, his biggest finish of the tournament is 167. Is he going to need it better that tonight? Well, we mentioned Joe Root. The Price 180 there was like 3 cricket stumps.
It was. Perfect spacing. And back comes Rock with a 180 of his own at the start of leg 4.
I can smell a 9 here. I can smell a 9 here. Well, maybe later. It's only 140 to back up the maximum. But Rock, he was on a 9 darter there, but he misses dart number 4. This is the kind of game that yields a 9. There's rhythm, there's accuracy, there's form.
Yeah.
And it's happened before. Price has got 9 darters in his career. 8 of them have been on big stages, and 1 of them came here.
Rock trying to get down to a finish from 2-2-1. He does, but Price is already lurking on 77 to make it 2 apiece. Ooh, it's treble 3. 9 scored. 68-18 leaves the bull, and he's well outside the outer ring of the bull, hitting 15.
Didn't like that visit whatsoever, did Gezi. Rock might like this. He's got bull for an 87 checkout. Weight of dart was perfect, but missed it a centimetre to the right in the 25. 35 for Price to make it 2-2. This is for a hold of throw. He's on double 12 for the second time and gets a lovely click off his own barrel to equalise after 4 legs. First showing of emotion comes from the Iceman.
You couldn't help but hear that. Rock starts the 5th leg on his darts with a maximum. Quick question from JG. Will Goldfinger move up the rankings after that performance at the match play? Of course, he did go out just now to Luke Littler. What's that going to do for his ranking in the Werner rankings ladder?
Yeah, he's gone up 3 places in the world ranking as Andrew Gilding, now up to 25. And Price is on a 9-darter again. It's leg 5, last leg before the first break. 321 after 3 darts. He's not got another treble. There's an expectant crowd in tonight.
Yeah.
They're thinking that something ridiculous is going to happen. And that's on top of what we've already heard on talkSPORT 2 tonight.
140.
Good 140 from Rock. They're both averaging over a ton here in these early exchanges. And Rock has a chance to lead at the first interval. 1-2-1 for a 3-2 lead. 101 left. Look for treble 17 for Bull. 84 left.
57.
Make that 64.
Just leaves himself a little bit exposed here. Price on 177 is doing a good job. Treble 20 followed by a single. Down for the 19s and only gets a single there to leave 78. Rock 64 to lead 3-2.
Another 16. Oh, he's hit 8 for tops. And he pins tops with very little fuss. And that's much better from Josh Rock in this first session compared to his match against MVG. Just a shade under 100 for Rocky, a shade over 100 for Gerwyn Price. And it's going with throw effectively despite a couple of breaks. And we're back shortly after this break with a score of Josh Rock 3, Gerwyn Price 2 of the World Matchplay darts.
Ultimate Sports Radio.
What a moment!
This is talkSPORT 2.
Thank you.
Matchplay Darts 2025.
Strap yourselves in for this one.
Live on talkSPORT 2.
Ian Danter and Paul Nicholson with you at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool as Josh Rock and Gerwyn Price are contesting the last semi-final place in the 2025 World Matchplay. Very good evening to you if you're joining us on our talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, or you're on talkSPORT 2 with us on DAB, smart speaker or app or online. You're all very welcome. Loads of people watching our free watch along on the YouTube page. And Josh Rock off to a decent start in a game where everyone seems to be thinking, Paul, he's got to keep pace with Gerwyn Price. He won't, if Price gets away from him by a couple of legs, feels different to when Michael van Gerwen got away by a couple of legs from Josh Rock in the previous round.
Yeah, I think so. We spoke about Littler and Gilding, and the way that Gilding could have won that game was if he was winning mini sessions. As it turned out, in the first 3 sessions, Littler won 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and it seemed to continue after that. And it just felt like Gilding left it a tiny bit too late. This one has Rock 3-2 up, so everything is on throw at this stage. This is why Mason and I thought that this one could go very, very long, because these guys know enough about winning these mini sessions like set format, and they will have plenty of energy to get into the second half. But if someone gets that magical burst the way that James Wade did yesterday, it could prove all the difference.
Carl asks, has Price ever been taken the distance in a match play match? Well, he's got plenty of experience of long format. We were talking about that at the start, compared to Josh Rock, who's got very minimal experience of playing a first to 16 format Grand Slam aside. Nico's just checking that out for you, Carl. Maximum from Gerwyn to get down to 101 to get us back to 3-3. The 180 count is at 6 in this match. 4 to Price, 2 to Rock. 101 the outshot, 19 scored. 82 left, went ball for double 16. Price bid at 25. And then a single 17. But Rock's way back on 2-4-3. You got an answer for us there, Paul?
Yeah, I'll give it you in the next leg, just to keep you on your toes.
Love it.
Price is on tops. Price was on tops. And that's a beautiful 13 darter, pretty much mirroring what he did at the start of the match. Tops, 13 darter, 3-3. And a 1-7-7 start for Rock. So here we go again.
Yeah.
There's a lovely feel about this game so far. The doubling's good, the scoring's good. And you just get the feeling there's another gear. But to answer the question, yes, Price has been taking the distance. 13-12 he lost in the first round against Stephen Bunting in 2019. That went to a last leg shootout. Since then, the closest game he's had was a quarter-final against Jose de Souza. And that was in 2022, 16-14. But that was just before it was able to go to extra legs.
140 from Rock. He's getting down to a finish on throw. Again, they're both averaging over 100. Price is averaging 118 at the moment in this particular mini session. He is on a finish of 136 and have a go, because Rock can only lay up from 124 to 68.
He did have options there, Dance. He didn't have to go for the treble 20 or 136. He likes tops. He could have gone for 2 treble 16s for tops, but decided not to. He's got tops left, but Rock's got double 4 for 68. Dart 3 misses both darts at double 4 after he found the treble 20, and he's going to be behind because Price is on tops. He's missed it high by about a centimetre. The adjustment is perfect. Hits it middle, just under the top wire, making that tops bed look so inviting, but he doesn't have to hit it again because he's now 4-3 up.
And he has a break, so Price starts leg 8. 4-3 in front. Remember, they'll take a break again after the 10th leg. This is leg 8. And they will also have a little comfort break after legs 15 and 20.
Do you know what bodes well if this game goes really long? It's that Price continues to play well right at the end of important games this year. The finals that he's been in, he has won 3 finals 8-7 this year. One of them was against Josh Rock.
Yeah.
In a simply ridiculous game where Rock averaged 110 and lost. But he's able to find what he needs in the last leg shootout. If it goes that far, you've got to fancy Gezi.
Rock trying to get ahead of Gezi. And his 99 means he is 3 points ahead after 9 darts apiece. 213 Price, 210 Rock. And a trebleless visit for Price at 57 opens the door a little for Rocky here.
Not a great deal of trebleless visits so far, only 13 in the game. And this is leg number 8. That's quite impressive. Ton for Rock to leave 110. Price on 156, and there's only one way you can get this. He's not going to get it. He's just a little bit too far north of that treble 20 on dart 1. Next two are pretty good. Second one hits the 60 to leave 56, but it's 110 for Rock to equalise it 4-4. He's got double 18 for it. He finds a ton plus check out to double down on that. He had a 120 earlier. That 110, pretty key in these early stages. And everybody finds the lens these days. You've got the Gilding thumb, you've got the ferret finger. Now you've got Rock looking through the lens as if to say, yeah, I'm ready for the long haul.
Yeah, rather than the camera at the side of the stage that Johnny Clayton points at with his index finger, Rock was looking at the camera that looks directly out at the players right next to the board.
I see he's getting ready for the long haul. Well, he should be, because next month he's going to Australia for the first time. And he'll be playing in New Zealand as well on the World Series. What a great thing that is for Rock to experience.
He was talking about the surprise, really, that he had a call from Matt Porter, the PDC CEO, about being invited to participate. Yeah, he was genuinely surprised. But that's
nobody
nice.
else was. We all thought he was very legitimate for that. He'll do a great job out there, looking to get the titles that Price has already got down there. 1-3-2 for Rock, and he decided not to go for the bull because he didn't need to. Scores a lovely 92 layup with the single 12 at the end to lead tops, and that will be to take a 5-4 lead. Price from 188 scores a ton to leave two little snowmen, 88, in case Rock misses. But he doesn't. First start in tops, and that embellishes on what's already been a really good outer ring performance. He's now 5 from 8 on his doubles for 63%.
This is nip and tuck darts. Love it. Absolutely love it. Leg 10. Short break coming after this. Price with the darts. But Rocky starts with a 140 just to get half a dart ahead.
What did Mason and I talk about at the top of the show? Energy management. Manage your emotions. Manage how much you push the button in the game. Rock is playing this game perfectly. Finger raised to the sky once again for a third max in the contest, and Rock is very close to taking a 6-4 lead into the second break.
And a trebleless visit from Price compounds the strength of that score, and Rock's in again, but he won't go for a max this time from 181. Oh, picks off the treble 15 with great skill to leave himself on 2/8 for a 6-4 lead.
The way that Rock is playing right now, he doesn't want to break. He wants to keep pressing his foot down. Double 8.
And there it is for a 10-dart hold to put himself 6-4 ahead against Gerwyn Price, and he averaged 108 in that little 5-leg burst, Nico.
Very impressive. 67% on the doubles is becoming the norm at the World Matchplay in 2025. He's lifted his numbers for the game to nearly 104. Price is playing beautiful darts here, but Josh Rock, the former World Youth Champion and one of the favoured names for the title here this year, from outside of the seedings, is doing an excellent job, because he is 6 legs to 4 up in a race to 16 in a best of 31 match. It is 6-4 Rock against Price on talkSPORT 2. More coming after this.
Straight talking. This is talkSPORT.
in a race to 16 in the last quarter-final of these PDC World Matchplay Championships at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. If you go to the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page, you get our live watch-alongs, but also probably at some point in the morning, then you'll also get a review and preview video from myself, Mace and Nico about what's gone on tonight and our reflections on the two quarter-finals we've seen, and looking forward to tomorrow night's semi-finals, which are also on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, doesn't cost you a penny. So, having broken in that last leg of the session, Rock 6-4 up, but only starts with a treblers visit of 60. And in steps Gerwyn Price with a 114. As you said, Paul Nicholson, the one thing Josh Rock probably didn't want, the way he was playing, was a little comfort break.
Yeah, that break came at exactly the wrong time for Josh. He's playing so well at the back end of the last session. Price has got to take advantage of this, because if Rock's just a tiny bit colder than the last few legs, he's got to expose that. But maybe not, because that's another maximum for Rock, who's playing at the peak of his powers right now. He really is on it. And Price probably knows in his gut right now that this is going to be the hardest game of his tournament, even harder than the Gurney battle.
And he can't bet on the fact that Rock is going to gas or tank. We just don't know. He might be able to maintain these levels. A 170's up, big fish for Price. There it is! Big fish reeled in. First time this tournament. Well, that I've seen. Anyone else hit a big fish this week?
Yeah, that's the first one. And it had to be the person who's got a fish and chip shop in Wales.
It would be.
So there you go. I'll have a cod and a large, please, there, Gezzy. Good timing to get one as well. That's a reminder to Rock. He was on 70 to take a 7-4 lead. But Gezzy reeled him in. And he reeled in the biggest check out of the lot as well. This game really is delivering. Strap yourselves in, everyone. Get comfortable. Another maximum for Price. This one is going to take a while.
Well, James Wade told us yesterday he was going to take his son Alfie to Gerwyn's fish shop in Markham in South Wales and basically clean him out of fish and chips.
I don't think you're going to get Gerwyn Price complaining about that. He's the one who does the P&L sheet at the end of the year.
Bet there's a "Do you know who I am" discount coming in there, though.
Might ask him for a surcharge.
Might do that.
Oh, Rock's left a 170 now. Price, 182, comes down to 78. It's Rock's turn at a big fish. Well, imagine that. If Josh Rock had taken out that as well. He's actually got a pizza named after him in Northern Ireland.
Has he? Oh, right. Price on 60 for the leg, 20 for top, so only one dart in hand though to get us back to 6-all. There it is. So we've had the big fish. Are we due a 9 in this game?
Do you know what this is, Dance? This is like going to a 3-star Michelin restaurant and you've had 2 courses and you can't wait for the next one. You just know they're all going to be good. But by the time you get to dessert, you want to know where the cherry is.
Well, having never been to a 3-star Michelin restaurant yet, it's like I haven't turned left on a plane yet. It might happen. Here comes another maximum from Gerwyn Price. Down to 2-2-1 after 6 darts, but here comes Rock, maxing him. Max for Max.
This is getting a bit silly now. Another one for Gezzy? It might be. 221.
Ooh.
Down to 81. It is a guaranteed shot. Remember, Price was 6-4 down. He's now got 81 to be 7-6 up. Rock is playing well in this session, but he could be 3-0 down in this session.
Treble 19 leaves double 12 for Gerwyn Price for a lovely 2-dart kill. To take the lead, he was 6-4 down at the interval. Just reeled off 3 legs in a row. Great game, great game.
When he's playing well, at the peak of his powers, there aren't many people who've ever played this game better than Gerwyn Price. This is a simply ridiculous burst. 7-6 up after being 6-4 down, and boy did that break come at the right time. We've got proof of it now. Look at their doubling statistics in this game. There's been 13 legs. They're both around 65%. I remember the days when 40% was good.
Yeah. Scott asks, what's on that pizza, the Josh Rock special? Do you know the flavour?
I think it's a spicy one.
Okay.
I think if you order it, it comes really quick because Josh does everything quick. That's his reputation. He walks fast, he talks fast, he plays fast.
But he's down 7-6. Price has a break. Steady ton from Rock to get down to a finish of 164 to try and break back here, because Price is back on 281, slightly wayward in this particular leg, and he's still not on a finish. So 6 darts from here for Rocky.
He won't go for this. He's not going to go for the 164. He's gone for the Big 10 after he got the 2 trebles he needed. He gets the booze, but it was the right thing to do. At 7-6 down, Price back on 181. We'll be thinking that he's about to be in a level match again at 7-7.
So tops for Rock. There it is. 7 wall, and it's just swaying back and forth. Both players take a sip of water, but Rock has the darts at the start of leg number 15. Somebody's going to be in front again.
Hitting doubles is hard. Josh Rock has hit 7 out of 10 in this game. Price has hit 7 out of 11. These numbers, if you were to tell someone from 20 years ago that this was happening, they'd say, I don't believe you. That's not possible. This is 20-25 darts at its best.
At the risk of being too controversial, would it have been possible 20 years ago with the way that the wires and the spiders on the dartboards were so much thicker 20 years ago to preclude players from having these sort of percentages?
Very possible, because Philip Douglas Taylor did it, and the World Grand Prix record, which is double start, the record average for that tournament still stands more than 20 years on. No one's beaten that yet. Alan Warren a little. 1-2-7 for Rock to lead at the break, 8-7. Lots of respect between the guys on the stage. Guess he dropped the dart there, put his hand up, apologised. Rock said, no problem, I'll just hit this 1-2-7 and take the lead at the break.
107 left, treble 17 leaves the bull. He doesn't have to go for it again. So once again he lays up for tops, because Price is back on 208. The fans don't understand it, but we do.
We do indeed. Rock lost 3 consecutive legs and was behind. Tops hit again. His accuracy on the doubles is out of this world. Seriously, Dance, how good is this game?
73% on his doubles, and Rock averaged 108 in that little session as the pendulum swung back in his favour. It's now 8-7 to the Northern Irishman. He's halfway to the semi-finals, but Gerwyn Price isn't done yet, not by a long shot. Stick with us on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page for the next instalment of this ace quarter-final at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool.
Your live sports station. What a move. This is talkSPORT 2.
Oh yeah. Blackpool for the PDC World Matchplay, but those in attendance tonight really are getting bang for their buck. Luke Littler already through to the semi-finals, just keeping Andrew Gilding at arm's length, just winning 16-14. And right now, as I've said before, a titanic tussle at the tungsten between Josh Rock and Gerwyn Price. 8-7 to the young man from Northern Ireland, fresh from his World Cup triumph against a man in arguably the best form of all the top players in the order of merit in Gerwyn Price. And they both averaged well in excess of 100 in that last mini session. A lot of respect on the stage between the two of them. None of the needle that Gerwyn had with Rock's Northern Ireland teammate Daryl Gurney earlier in the tournament. What happens next, Paul Nicholson?
What happens next is, I'm going to give you a statement that I'd like to be clipped up on breakfast, because when darts is this good, it is the second sport of the United Kingdom, quite frankly. I know that horse racing is good, and Alan Brazil makes a great case for it. People have made a case for cricket and boxing, but this is the people's sport. The United Kingdom has bossed this sport for decades. It is now one of the world's biggest supported sports, but it's in its right place here in Blackpool, and quite frankly, when darts is this good, you cannot take your ears off it.
So back underway for the next mini session. Price with the darts at 8-7 down, so we're back on throw effectively. But Rock starting this session as it left off the last with a max. Well, sometimes the comfort breaks can halt that impetus that a player has. Doesn't appear to be that way in this instance.
I'm going to use a phrase I used earlier in the tournament, because Price is playing beautifully at the minute, and he's run into the concrete egg that is Josh Rock. He's playing out of his skin right now, and he's loving every second of it. We said there's chemistry in this fixture. It is happening again. Rock 221, back in the 60 twice. Has to settle for a second 140 of the leg. But 81 after 9 is good. 226 Price. He gets a 140 to leave 86, who takes leg 16.
Treble 19 for double 12 Rock. He's inside 12s across the double 6 and way inside that by a good inch. So Gerwyn to hold throw, 86 needed. Treble 18 for double 16. He's picked off the treble 18. Slight pause and then pins double 16, and the roar emits from the mouth of Gerwyn Price to make it 8-all on talkSPORT 2.
Yeah, that was big. Rock missed a couple of darts to take a 9-7 lead. Price goes in with the 86 and 2. Great combination hit. Earlier in the tournament, he was talking to talkSPORT 2 about how he doesn't really like double 16, but he needs it every now and again, and he needed it there for 8-all.
Close to another max for Rock, but 140. So it's Rock's throw in leg 17 of potentially more than 31 darts, the way legs rather, the way we're going here.
Stop the presses. This is going to be game of the year. I think a lot of people thought this was going to be game of the tournament. So far, it is not disappointing. 176 for Josh Rock after 9 darts. Price is not going to leave a finish. It's a trebleless visit. 59 scored to lead 267. So Rock has the luxury of 2 visits from 176 to take a 9-8 lead.
Only 60 though. So encouragement for Price. He's dropped his dart again, like he did before.
That happens a lot with Gezi because he holds the dart very much to the end of the barrel. If you hold it towards the back, it's easier to grasp it. If you're going at the front, you can sometimes lose it. Rock has got 116, 4 19s, and he's gone for tops, and apparently that one's still in the air on its way to Fleetwood.
Price will get down to a finish, but Rock is still on tops to go 9-8 up, just over the top. Good marker though, finds it with his second dart in that visit. 9-8 to the Northern Irishman in a race to 16. Gerwyn Price starts leg 18, picking off some treble 19s very nicely indeed.
It is our job sometimes, Dance, to nitpick. If anything, Price is 1% under what he's done in this tournament. And maybe that's the reason why he's behind. 1%.
Well, I was saying to you last night when we did our preview show, perhaps Price has to be 5% off. It's not even needing to be that much for Rock to have a ghost of a chance, and a maximum from Rock. He now leads the 180 count 7-6 over the Iceman.
I think we're getting to the stage where Rock is very comfortable in this best of 31 match. He doesn't have anywhere near the experience of Price in this format, but he looks really comfortable. He looks ready to be a player in this kind of format, which really bodes well for his match play and Grand Slam career. Rock is on 170. He's given us a 167 in the tournament. He's not going to double dip on the 60 here to get a shot at the bull, but he does find it treble 18 with the last dart to leave 76. Price on 150 is not going to take it.
No, he's trying to get down to a 2-dart finish here. Just manages it with 58 scored. 76 Rock, treble 20 leaves double 8. Slightly blocking the bed. He's having to move across to the right-hand corner of the oche, Josh Rock, to get the angle he needs to see it. What a dart that is to pin double 8 and make it 10-8 and break the Price throw again.
That is an insanely good dart. That dart was as good as U2's album The Joshua Tree. It was note perfect, and it's 10-8 to Rock. He has had a 2-leg cushion in this game prior to this. He was 6-4 up, then he was reeled in. Price has got a kick back again.
Billy's asking, where is the commentary box in the venue, guys? Can you see the stage? Oh yeah, we can. We're side stage. So we are to the left of the players as they throw, parallel to where they're throwing. And who was asking about body language? Scott was asking, what's the body language of the players? Intense focus. Nobody's giving an inch here. Neither of them.
Yeah, they're playing in circles at the minute. Throw, retrieve, leave. It's just 3 stages. Rock is on his way back to the edge of the stage now, sitting on 124, and it is for an 11-8 lead. Price only 45 to leave 176. Rock is stretching his legs, 60 hit. Had the luxury of going for the 16s there. He got 2 singles to leave himself on 32. Price is starting to fall behind.
And a bounce out. He did get treble 20 with his first dart. 80 takes him down to a potential 2-dart finish, but for an 11-8 lead, Rock double 16 found. 11-8 it is. And now for the first time, we were just being asked about body language. Just a little nervous glance around the stage from Gerwyn Price. 11-8 down, and then he goes and starts this leg with a max. Never write him off. Never write Gerwyn Price off.
Well, this would be a good time for a 9-darter, just to set this place alight. Dart 4 misses the 60 just a little bit too far north, but that's okay. It's a ton to back up the max. Just a puff of the cheeks there from Price. He's got 221. 140 from Rock will get him level. That's exactly what he gets. He will simply not leave Price alone.
Did Gerwyn not hit a 9-darter here?
He has.
Yeah, I think I commentated on it.
He's going to need that 1-2-1 when he comes back. Price for 11-9 down. If he's 12-8 down, he's in serious trouble.
Is they going to break after this leg? Because this is leg 20. Well, he's got the 1 of the 1-2-1. Now 60 left. 20 for tops. Will he come back for it? Because Rock now wants 1-2-5 for a 3-leg lead. 25. Treble 20 for tops. Oh, just underneath.
Price can't miss this 40 shot. He's got 3 darts, only needs the 1, and there's no celebration there, Dance. This game has a 2-leg cushion. Price at this point in time is averaging 101.5. He's not playing as well as he has in this tournament, and that's a mark of how well he's played prior to this. But the end of this game is about to come. It's going to be a fascinating ending.
And it comes up next on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page and on talkSPORT 2. It is Josh Rock 11, Gerwyn Price 9 in a race to 16 at the World Matchplay.
Ultimate Sports Radio.
What a moment!
This is talkSPORT 2.
On talkSPORT 2.
Luke Littler still waiting to find out who his semi-final opponent will be at these World Matchplay Championships at Blackpool's Winter Gardens. Ian Danter and Paul Nicholson with you, awaiting the re-arrival on stage of Josh Rock and Gerwyn Price for this final quarter-final. Josh Rock, after 20 legs, leads by 11 legs to 9. It's a race to 16, and there are no further comfort breaks from this point on, Nico.
No, there aren't. I applaud both players for the way they've played. The spirit of the game has been spot on, and the management of the energy in this game. I know I keep bringing it up, but it's so crucial in best of 31 or more. They've got plenty left, and they're going to need it, especially Price, because in that previous 5-leg session, he was averaging 97, and he did a really good job of just clinging on to Rock. It could have been a lot worse than 11-9 down, because Rock averaged nearly 108 in that session. This is where you say to yourself, no more going backstage, no more breathers. This is pedal to the metal to the end. What have I got left? All focus, all intensity to get that game with Littler on Saturday night in Blackpool. It is a great ticket in our sport. It probably doesn't get any bigger than that.
So here we go. The final chapter of this quarter-final starts with Josh Rock on the Yockey, 11-9 up with a 140 to get himself going.
Did you just say Rocky on the Yockey? Nobody's ever said that about Josh. That's going to stick.
Well, that was inadvertent. Certainly wasn't planned.
A bit like jockey on the Yockey.
Aye.
Back in the 80s. Oh, we miss it.
Well, we do
Miss jockey and all.
Yes. Now Gerwyn looking for a max, and he takes the lead in the maximum count, 8-7. Still such high quality in this encounter. 93 from Rock to get down to a finish of 128, but Price is on exactly the same score of 2 1 less these. And he's just on his coattails.
128 for Rock. He got the 18 start, but he didn't get anything on dart 2. Big 1 didn't help his cause, but Price 125 to get back within 1. He's got the outer bull, needs 100 more. Doesn't get the treble. He's just a little bit underneath, and he's very disappointed with that dart.
65.
He gets another small 20 to leave 60. Rock's got 89 to stretch his lead to 3.
70 left, 20 leaves the bullseye, and he's just south of it. You heard the click of the dart against the wire. 60 for Price. 20 hit right in the centre of the big 20 bed. Shifts across to the left-hand side of the oche for tops, and he's just underneath. So now he's got to shift back for double 10. Oh, and he's just outside.
Oh, this is a big chance for Rock. He missed the ball to go 12-9 up, but now he's got double 8 for it on a 25. And he takes 25 in 2 darts for 12 legs to 9. This is becoming a situation that will make Price feel decidedly uncomfortable. He likes to front run, he likes to impose, but Rock is the one imposing himself, and he hasn't even shown any outward spirit in this one yet.
Keeping it together, the youngster from Northern Ireland, World Cup winner,
59.
former youth champion, who's in for another maximum here. It's 8 apiece on the 180 count. Boy, oh boy.
The maintenance of this 105 average from Josh is so impressive. This is fast becoming his best ever performance anyway. I know he averaged 104 in the first round. That was great against Ross Smith. He took a 5-0 lead against Ross. This is much better than that. Much, much better. He's left 179 after 9. Price is losing ground, and he's missing trebles. If he wasn't in trouble about 2 minutes ago, things are getting worse.
Yeah, and his body language is definitely altering. We've been playing for half an hour, and Josh Rock is very close to going 13-9 up. No one's had a 4-leg advantage so far in this tie. Rock has that chance now. Another 20 leaves tops with 1 dart in hand. Rock shifts to the right-hand side of the oche, looking for that room. Can he squeeze the dart through? He can! That's brilliant! It's 13-9. It's a 4-leg gap, and Gerwyn Price just shakes his head.
He's played really well in this game, the Iceman, but as he just wilted, and I'm talking about the tiniest margins, it was 1% in the game. Now he's maybe wilting by about 2 or 3%, and Rock is taking advantage of all of it. 13-9 up in his first quarter-final at the World Matchplay in Blackpool. He hadn't even won a game in this place until this year. But it seems to everybody that he has cracked it. He's got the knack here in Blackpool now.
But back comes Price. Oh, almost a 180, 140 will have to do. 6 darts apiece. It's the Rock throw in this particular leg, 13-9. Price is going to get down to a finish if he's not careful. With Rock on 230, there's another 140 score from the Iceman.
He needs a catalyst. He needs something to galvanise him. If there's a time to go on a rampage, it's now. And it might have to start with the 1-2-1 he's left himself. 130 from Rock to leave 100. This has to go, Gezzy. Small 20, he needs a 51, and now, and he can't get it. 84 left with 1, can't be done. And Rock's got 100 to lead 14-9.
Ooh, 95 left, so down for treble 19, hits a single. That's not what he envisaged when he approached the oche there. And he hits treble 5, all a bit messy from Rock. So Price, 59 to get back within 3. 19 for tops. There it is. Comfortable enough clutch finish from Gerwyn Price. 13-10 in favour of Josh Rock.
Well, 2 things have just happened. One, Josh Rock missed the chance to go up 14-9. He gave the reprieve to Price. He takes out the 59 in 2. There's no reaction from Gezzy when he took like 23 there, because he knows he's still got a lot to do, but it was a break of throw.
So, on the Price throw in leg 24.
I just sense there's a little lack of power in the throw tonight from Gezi towards the middle and the end portion of this game. There's no lack of power from Josh. That's 180, number 9 from him. Price needs to find one of his own. He might just do it. He needs the lot.
Dare I suggest that Rock is getting bolder?
See what you did there?
Yeah.
He's not from Colorado, is he?
No.
Oh, that's a bit of a niche joke.
76 left for Rock, but 161 Price. Just the initial try at treble 19 didn't come off for him. 87 scored. So Rock to go back 4 legs in front. Treble 20 hit, double 8 it is for 14-10. He's inside 8 to cross to double 4. Inside double 4, so Price has a chance. He was facing away from the board, not looking at what was going on up there.
Another reprieve for Price. He had one in the last leg. Can he do it again? This time it's on 74. He's got the treble 18. The double 10 just missed on the outside. Is it a marker? We're about to find out. It was! Now it's 13-11 and the game could be back on. That was a really good hold of throw in the end, but can Price keep relying on Josh Rock missing doubles? I'm not sure he can.
140 to start the leg for Rock. Matched by Gerwyn Price. Still both averaging over a ton for this game. Oh, suddenly Rock drifts into single 1, but just rescues the visit with a treble 20 at the end of it.
Just look at the fans dance. All of them sitting down. Look, listen to the silence.
Yeah.
This is not Alexandra Palace. This is Blackpool. This is what this place is like when you get a game like this. Encapsulated, every single one of them.
Rock hits a ton to get down to 180 rather. In this 25th leg. Price trying to get down to a finish in 265. It's not going to happen.
He's going to need another stumble from Rock here. It might not happen. He's got 180 here, Josh, with the darts. Gets a ton to leave 80. I think if he gets the 140 till he tops there, he wins the leg. By leaving 80, he just leaves it a little bit up for interpretation. 99 from Price leaves 108, so he may get a chance to get within 1. It depends on what Josh does here.
Single 20, so another of those would leave tops. Tops for Rock. Gets it. And it's now 14 legs to 11. He's just 2 legs away from a debut at a World Matchplay semi-final. Price trying to get a maximum at the start of this next leg, the 26th leg. 140 will do. But back comes Rock. And a maximum from the young man from Northern Ireland. He is pacing himself superbly in this game, Nico.
And he's got himself a palindrome average. 105.01. 105 over this distance is seriously impressive. 45. Only 45 off the back of the maximum. Price is back in the leg. He needs a spurt now. He cannot afford to let Josh get to 15 legs until he's around 14. He needs 2 or 3 in a row.
And yet a trebleless visit from Price after Rock's trebleless visit. 85 from Rock. Takes him down to 191. So Price will get down to a finish first from 207. 123. He went for 17 to hit single 3, but 84 left for Gerwyn Price. What can Rock do from 191? He's going to set it up a treat. 71 left with 2 treble 20s. Goes for the 13s and hits single.
Price needs this 84. Can't afford to make a mistake here. First start small 20. 14s, how many? 3 of them. Double 11. Missed to the right by some distance. And Josh Rock against the darts is looking at 58. He could be serving it out in the next leg, but he's missed the 18 by miles. Maybe because of fly on the stage, but he's got 14 tops left. Gets the 14 and doesn't miss tops. He rebounds perfectly, and Price is firmly now against the wall. 15-11. Josh Rock, I applaud you. You made a mistake, but you rectified it immediately.
Yeah, the The Blackpool Fly after the Ali Pali Wasp.
Cousins.
59.
Maybe so, but unflappable. Josh Rock to go within a leg of the semi-final. And he has the darts in this leg at 15-11 up. Coming downstairs to the 19s.
Do you know how many former champions are left in this tournament, Dance?
1.
James Wade from 2007. This championship is just a little bit different in a good way.
Isn't it just?
Price 333 left. Josh Rock 349. If he wins this game and makes the semi-finals, he will be the world number 11 with a chance to go higher. But has Price got anything left? Maybe that 139 is a sign that he can find something, but his body language is a little bit resigned.
Most definitely resigned to what seems to be his fate. Rocky's on a finish of 164. He'd be back for that. Price coming down from 194. 138 scored. So for the match, 164.
First 57's in, second one's in, both for the game! It's incredible from Josh Rock! What a way to win a game here at the Winter Gardens, never mind a quarter-final. To make the Final Four for the first time in your career, Josh Rock did have a few misses at double in the last few legs, but when he got a match shot, he took it immediately, and the World Cup winner could still in 2025 be the World Matchplay champion. He's into the semis and lines up a game with the world champion, Luke Littler.
And exactly the same sportsmanship from Gerwyn Price towards Josh Rock that we saw after the World Cup win in Frankfurt back in June. And a 164 checkout taken with such aplomb by Josh Rock. 2 treble 19s and bullseye to power his way through to the semi-finals and melt the Iceman, who once again fails at the quarter-final stage at the World Matchplay. But 2 former World Youth Champions of recent times will now clash on that stage in front of us, Nico, tomorrow night. Whilst the other semi-final features 2 of the more senior members of our clan in Johnny Clayton and James Wade.
Yeah, there's a nice dynamic about the semis this year. So much of a look to the future, but a bit of honouring towards the past. A couple of points to make. How magnanimous was Gezi just now on the stage? Gave Josh a hug, raised his arm. Nice banter between the two. That was a huge reaction from Josh. But Gezi in the background just applauding how well Rock has played tonight. Based on the circumstances, the format of the game, the importance of it, that's the best that Josh Rock's ever played. That was amazing. That game he's got with Littler tomorrow night, that should be box office, because everybody on Planet Darts will not want to miss that with us on talkSPORT 2. That will be unbelievable.
And we asked the questions about course and distance with Josh Rock, how he would cope with a match of this length, having played so few compared to his opponent. Well, we needn't have concerned ourselves with that particular metric.
He's never won a best of 31 game, but this is my rubber stamp. Wallop.
Yep.
He can play best of 31 or better. And do you know what this proves? It proves that he can win this tournament, and it also proves because he can play 27 legs and average 104 and hit 10 maximums. Josh Rock said, and this is going to be my second point, at the start of the year he said, me and Luke Littler are going to dominate. They're going to go head-to-head tomorrow night. And at the time, I didn't believe him. He thought he could do it. He knows what Littler can do. Josh was right all along. He's a better player now than he's ever been. And I think he can be a world champion based on what we've seen over the last few months.
Couldn't see any weak spots in that game tonight. I mean, I don't know what you thought was the best aspect of his game tonight.
I think he played it like a 5,000 metre race. He was very much at the front of the field, and he wasn't in anybody's slipstream. He was just constantly comfortable playing at a 103 to 105 average the entire time. And that's how you can win this event. He's played better in this tournament than some people who've won it multiple times before.
And yet Gerwyn Price coming into this tournament with such great form of the Euro Tour, the Pro Tour and the World Series, just couldn't find the answers. I think Paul's analogy there is great. It's kind of on the shoulder of Gerwyn Price, and then when he kicked for home, there was nothing that the Iceman could do. And so Rock against Littler, oh boy, yeah, at Appointment to Listen Radio, that is tomorrow night on talkSPORT 2. So's the other semi-final. Johnny Clayton, the Ferret, up against the Renaissance man, James Wade, 2007 winner, the only remaining former champion in the field, 5-time runner-up, playing as well as he's probably ever played. It could be, well, the chance of an all-Welsh final has gone. It will be an all-British Isles final, no matter what happens. But we'll have to find out tomorrow night, Nico, exactly how things shake down. But Josh Rock has answered a lot of questions this evening.
Yes, he has. And I think the darting world is very proud of what he's done tonight. I think even Gezi has felt a bit of pride towards Josh. The World Cup winner really is starting to show us what he can do.
Nico, thank you for your contribution. And thanks to Mark Wilson, Chris Mason, and our producer on site here, Matt Gubbins, at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. So, the semi-finals from tomorrow night. The first match will get underway just after 8 o'clock here on talkSPORT 2 and on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page. It will be, I think, James Wade against Johnny Clayton first, and then Luke Littler against Josh Rock. That will be, I think, the order of play tomorrow night. Make sure you're with us. Next up here on talkSPORT 2, we're going to bring you a Dart Show special with Dan Darts-Dawson in conversation with the legend that is Phil Taylor, whose name adorns this trophy.
That's ever so strange.
So we'll join you tomorrow night for the semi-finals here on talkSPORT 2 and the YouTube page. Keep an eye on the YouTube page for our preview of tonight's action, and looking ahead to the semi-finals with myself, Mace and Nico. But stay tuned for the Dart Show next with Phil Taylor.
This is talkSPORT 2.
Thanks, Jack. Cheerio.
Cheers, dude.